Hello, my name is Eydi Evensen and I'm a classical pianist and a composer from the north of Iceland. I come from a small town called Blönduós, which is very much smaller than Eugene. It's my first time here and it's wonderful. It never is the same sort of pattern for me. It usually begins with something that I'm feeling within, and then I sit down most of the time by a piano and sort of see where the emotion takes me. I could also just be exactly out and about and I start humming something and that maybe takes me then towards the piano. For some instances, I write a piece and then maybe out of the blue, a melody comes to my head and then I sort of, okay, maybe I'll start to work a little bit around that and add some instrumentation. And if I feel that it doesn't really come naturally, I don't want to force it, so then it sort of remains as a solo piece. Some of the pieces I composed when I was living in New York, and that was from the years 2015 till 2020, when the pandemic hit. They were just sort of like rough draft ideas. That is, for instance, Resolution, the last piece, Disturbance, and those were the only sort of initial concepts that I had. I had an experience when I went to my hometown. I had my first ever concert and sort of like a homecoming for myself, and had a personal resolution towards an experience which was quite challenging for myself. And out came all of these emotions. The track order specifically I put in a way to sort of demonstrate how I felt throughout the album. For example, to start with Anna's theme, which is my little niece, Anna Rakel. She's 13, an absolute sweetheart. And the Light, the choir piece, which is second, it started out as a poem for me. I had always had a dream to write a choir piece, as I was in a choir myself. And firstly, the solo piano piece came out, which is on my EP, which came before. And that is called The Light One. And then I was inspired by the chords and I sort of translated the poem into the choir piece. Then it sort of takes you through my darkest hours, my most beautiful moments of feeling love and gratitude. So it takes you kind of throughout a lot of just the full scale of emotions. And the Dreaming of Light, where I'm singing for the first time, is the second part of the choir piece, as in the poem itself. The initial concept behind that piece is that it was meant to be a theme for a film that I was meant to score, and it didn't sort of work out, which I'm actually glad it didn't, because I could use it for the album. And then all of a sudden I started to hear in my head that the melody for the vocalization, and at the very end, Resolution sort of tied all of that sort of chapter of my life together. First of all, I had not planned to sing on the album. As I was explaining about how the piece came about was kind of as a surprise for me. I decided that I would try it in the studio. I'd first written the theme, and with my producer Valgeir Sigurðsson, I was like, okay, I'll try and sing this one. And it felt like a really healthy challenge for myself. I wouldn't say that it's always been like a lifelong, long-term dream, per se, but I do enjoy singing, as I was a part of a choir. And who knows where this might bring me. That specific date, we had a very serious and severe red weather warning in Iceland. It was that bad that you couldn't really leave the house, and it sort of evoked something within me to sort of translate how the Icelandic winters can be and feel very dark and very rough. So that is what that date and that piece means to me. I couldn't say I have a favorite chord. Gosh. I've been quite into A flat major and minor recently, if that says something. Don't be afraid to take chances. Don't be afraid to explore different routes, different instruments. There's nothing right or wrong as a creator, basically, because it's for yourself first and foremost. So I hope you're able to find the courage within yourself to enjoy the journey. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.